Hi guys, so it's Luke here for SimBoxx down at the Fox A.B.C. Delighted to be joined by the man himself, $1 Million Anthony Crolla. Ant, how are we doing?
I'm good, thank you, Luke. I'm good to have you down here. You alright?
Yeah, all good. I appreciate your time, man. I sent a little screenshot saying that I was coming down to the gym today, and I was trying to get people to guess in the SimBoxx group chat which gym it is I'm going to, and giving them little clues, and then the final giveaway was I sent Whitney Houston, $1 Million Baby.
Right.
That give it away. Even now, years into retirement, I still can't listen to that song and not think of an Anthony Crolla ring walk.
Yeah, for a Whitney $1 Million bill. I need to watch a new film, to be honest. I've heard it's good, but yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're here today. Tough session for the stable, back into it, and after Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
How tough is it getting the team back on side and back focused?
Do you know what? I'll be honest, like most of them boxed the second week of December, either the first or the second week of December, so early December. So they had a few weeks off, but I had them in a little bit over Christmas, so they wasn't coming sort of after having too long off. So it's not been too bad really.
How do you find? Oh, sorry.
No. But like, to be fair with the fighters, nearly all of them have got decent engines, so it's not too bad. Not too bad for them. But I just think, like I say, it's important. Obviously, 9 times out of 10 you eat too much, maybe drink too much over Christmas fighters. So it's important that they're doing something still. So still bringing them in, a few days.
How do you find it as Anthony Crolla the trainer over Christmas and Anthony Crolla the fighter over Christmas and New Year? Is it easy to keep yourself focused, or is it easy to keep the guys focused?
It's a little bit more relaxed as me personally, for me. But obviously you're still checking in on them, and like I say, they're a good bunch. There's there's probably one or two who probably push it a little bit too much.
Shout out James Moorcroft.
Over Christmas, but yeah, but no, listen, James, to be fair, he's probably the fittest in the gym.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I what's it called? It's just, listen, if you can enjoy Christmas, if you've not got a fight date coming, then enjoy it, because there's plenty of times me as a fighter when I couldn't, and it's tough, but it's just the job you're in, and they might have got away with it this year, but there'll be some who might have January or February dates next year, so they won't be able to. So when you get the chance to enjoy Christmas, I'll always say, yeah, listen, do it. Listen, don't go stupid, you're an athlete, but yeah, enjoy it.
Looking back at 2022 as a whole, and try and surmise the year for me as a trainer, you had your way trip to Bilbao.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
How was the year in general?
Obviously, it was a mixed result over there, but no, it was a great experience, for the lads, and I think it was a massive learning fight for James, because, yeah, although we got beat, he was giving a great account of himself the first few rounds, and he let silly things get to him, and he knows now he's kicking himself, like, how he come away from the plan and started, reacting too much to the referee and, the crowd and stuff like that. But he lived, learned, listen, he needed to fight at the time, struggling, and he come out, raised the stock a bit for sure. He's come back since, with a few good wins, and now he's on the verge of, well, he's in a final eliminator for the English title. Hopefully that's going to be made earlier this year. But yeah, there was that, obviously. They're just sort of keeping him active. It was good, Bobby Faulkner, he got up and going as a professional. Talented lad. Very good amateur. He just I just believe it, Bobby. A few fights there, but if he gets the chance, on one of the bigger shows, great, I believe he'll take it. And but yeah, no, he's fighting. He's been active on Kieran shows, which has been great for him. And he's back out February the 10th. But it's just with Bobby, sort of building that engine over 4 rounds. He'd have a chance of absolutely anyone, but it's just building that engine. I'm trying to think of that. Obviously, Jake James. Jake James had some very good learning fights. I don't think he started the year early on with a great knockout, but he had a few good learning fights. It's good to have Sahir Iqbal finally. I mean, obviously the frustration, the hard luck that lad had, it's honestly, it was ridiculous. He really is so unlucky, but he's going to be now box. He picked up a little injury in that fight, but he's going to box before Ramadan, and then in the summer, hopefully later this year, can be let off the leash. Alex Dilmaghani boxed early in the year in Denmark. Was a good lad, actually, be a good lad, but yeah, very good opponent. And certainly no gimmer. Tough 8 rounds with him, and then he's soon up for a British title. I'm not mentioning Rhiannon, I believe that she got better as the year went on. And I think, you know, with Rhiannon, for the fight she's boxed good opponents, she's had good learning fights, and hopefully that's what we can keep doing with her. Yeah, 2022, I'll probably miss someone here, I'll get slaughtered for it. No, that's everyone, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Everyone.
You know, just touching on Rhiannon Dixon there, it was only, I spoke to her just before yourself, and I didn't realise there was the no amateur background. You watch her as a pro, and she's so switched on, and like you say, she's learning on the job. They finished the year better than what she started it. But, you know, my God, to have that kind of talent at this stage with such limited experience.
For a bit. She's a real rough diamond, and I thought last time out, I thought she was very impressive. Everyone sort of said it. I believe Christine Sherrygold, that night she would have beat a lot of decent girls. I really do, because just wearing them down, she just does not stop coming. And I thought Rhiannon was almost punch perfect that night. But she comes from having, you know, an handful of white collar fights, so it is crazy. But I've always knew the talent was there, but now it's starting to shine through. It's starting to shine through now. So no, she had a great year, and she's going to be back out, and there'll be an announcement soon. But I think it's going to be sort of early March, and it's another 8 rounder. Then after that, hopefully start looking at some kind of titles. Do you know what I mean? And
absolutely.
I just listen. Don't want to rush Rhiannon, like I said. No amateur experience, but I believe she's a great talent.
Yeah, we're excited to see where the journey goes, Rhiannon Dixon. And how's life as a trainer? You know, on the other side of the ropes now.
Yeah, it's no, I'm enjoying it. I've got a good bunch in there, and you know, a few sort of new additions this year. You know, obviously, but it's, you know, it's very demanding. It's very demanding. I want to give the best. I want to give me all to each and every fighter who I work with, and yeah, I think this year, I believe last year was a great year. I think this year will be even better for sure. Hopefully I'm my first champion next month. Alex Dilmaghani is fighting for a British title. My younger brother's turning over after 7 years away from boxing and stuff. So he's giving it a go. So that, you know, that makes me happy. Levi Kinzona, who's down here now. I've been working with Levi. He's up here working with Charlie, living with Charlie Edwards. Okay. So, you know, he comes down here and Levi, Joe can do something. But no, each and every one of them, like I say, I believe they've all got potential to, do you know what I mean, to do something. And I'm enjoying it. It's a great bunch. It's a great bunch that I work with. But yeah, no, I think over the next few months, like I say, there's a few title fights, final eliminator with James and stuff like that. So it's a very busy start to the year.
Yeah, we look forward to it, to a busy and a hopefully successful 2023. And I just want to get your opinion on a couple of things away from your stable. There's a couple of fights coming up later on in January. Yes, first and foremost, a guy you know very well, Liam Beefy Smith, going in there with Chris Eubank Jr. Great fight.
Great fight.
And you know, we don't want to like jinx ourselves, but normally as boxing fans we say, you know, something can only be a great fight, and this is one of them where we think this can only be a good fight.
You don't see how it can't be, and I think, do you know, we might see, I think last time out we've seen Junior box a little bit more, maybe the last few times, and he boxed very, very well against Liam Williams. I just believe in this fight, if that jab's not landing, listen, if it does land, he might stick like that, but I just believe there's going to come a time where in the centre of the ring, they're both going to meet, and you've got Liam, who's very good on the inside, and then you've also got Junior, who's good on the inside as well, like rattles off those fast combinations. I just don't see how that can be a bad fight. I just see it being very, very entertaining.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait for it, obviously. It's nice it's in Manchester. And yeah, really looking forward to being around it next week and on the night, of course.
Absolutely. So, you know, as you say, you trained alongside Liam down at Joe Gallagher's gym for many a year. How do you think his if he would be affected, or is he affected by this Chris Eubank Jr. that, you know, he's seen with the KFC jacket on and saying he's going to train 50%? Will that get to Liam?
No, not at all. Liam's not like... Liam's got the attitude of, I think you sort of hear him and sort of just go, you're a tit. Do you know what, like, he's just got that kind of attitude. He's not getting down. I know Junior said, oh, you know, he's in the DMs and stuff like that. But they're just totally opposite. They're totally opposite characters, aren't they? Like, I think, I sort of said this the other day, if, you know, on a night out, Liam would rather go to the boozer with the lads, watch the match, have a few pints. Junior would rather be in a booth, a sparkly bottle coming over, some girl like in the underwear carrying this sparkly bottle with. Do you know what I mean? They're just very different. They're very chalk and cheese.
But I think that's what adds to it being such a great fight, isn't it?
Yeah,
you just clash in every single kind of way.
Every single way, it's totally opposite. And I think obviously a little bit has been made of the sparring, and obviously I seen that sparring. And but listen, it was sparring. It was a long time ago, and to be fair, though, Junior's also improved an awful lot since then. But it sounds cheesy, but if the sparring was anything to go by, you know, if the fight's anything like the sparring, we're in for a great fight.
Absolutely. You know, just quickly get your opinion on maybe the biggest story. There's some great fights in 2022, but maybe the biggest, most infamous story to come from 2022 was the situation with Conor Benn. He, of course, was meant to fight Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah.
And where do you sit on this whole situation?
Do you know what? It's a very controversial one, isn't it? Because, listen, Conor needs to prove his innocence, doesn't he? Needs to prove his innocence, and it's now lately, and I know like you'll see sort of Eddie and another. I know Conor's released a few statements like my team's cleared my name, but no one's seen anything. Do you know what I mean? It's we want to see something. We want to see something, don't we? And I know Eddie's like, oh, you know, I think he'll fight soon, but first he wants to clear his name, and that I rate. Like I respect that because, and I don't believe he should fight until his name is cleared. He shouldn't be allowed to fight until his name is cleared. But it just does some madness. I was down there, and then you're seeing it released, and then you're thinking, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? And listen, like, you know, I like Conor Benn, but if Conor's failed drug test and he can't prove otherwise, then there's got to be a ban. It's that simple. And that's all there is to it, really. So we just want to see what's going on. Like I say, Conor seems very confident that his team is into it and his innocence will be proven. And if so, we'll see. We look forward to seeing what it's going to be.
Absolutely, we look forward to an eventual decision, whether it be from the WBC or the British Boxing Board of Control. And another big fight coming up in the UK. We're starting off with a bang. Is Artur Beterbiev defending unified light heavyweight titles against Anthony Yarde. Great fight. Beterbiev a great fight. I think first and foremost, you know, I think it's great that we've got someone like Beterbiev coming over to the UK.
I said, you know what, I've said the same. So, you know, obviously credit to Frank Warren Queensbury for delivering that for Anthony Yarde, and it's great to see, one of the pound for pound fighters over here. And that fight, there's no way you can see it going the distance, is there? And listen, you got to make Beterbiev a big favourite, but I believe Yarde's a very live dog. I really do. And I'll be honest, in the past, I've underestimated Anthony Yarde. I have. And I think against Kovalev, he's shown how good he can be. And, you know, people argue, not argue, for a fact almost, in a few little tweaks, he would have come out victorious that night and it would have been a huge upset. But I believe with Yarde and Beterbiev, I just think it's vital that he's got to have success early, Anthony Yarde. I do, and Yarde can be hurt. You've seen it with my friend Callum Johnson. He put him over proper, and you know, you think Beterbiev, he's not getting any younger, but was it Joe Smith last time out? Yeah, he looked very good, but also the tactics from Joe Smith Jr. that night was absolutely suicide, crazy. I just feel like listen, you've got to. I think you've just got a lot to lean towards Beterbiev, and I believe sort of inside 6. But I really think Yarde could have his moments. I do, and listen, obviously, like, I'd love him to do it. It's I just believe what he's got to do is he's got to make Beterbiev fall short. Yarde's not one who's huge on moving his feet, getting on his toes. I feel like he's got to just make Beterbiev fall short. And he's got to make him pay. That's my only worry, the way sort of Yarde will look to walk people down, stuff like that. Beterbiev hits that hard. You get cuffed with shots and people's, legs go. And I remember Chris Eubank saying he's, works and just how hard he is. So, that'd be interesting. But listen, it's great to have him over here, and hopefully Anthony Yarde can give a great account of himself. Yeah,
we look forward to it. And the final thing I want to get your opinion on, is doing the rounds at the minute, is the Anthony Joshua situation with this. Getting a new trainer. He moved on from Robert Garcia after the Usyk rematch. Now he's over. It looks like it's going to be Derek James, but there's no official announcement. Now, you'll know better than anyone, as a trainer and also as an ex-professional fighter, the relationship is so important between the trainer and the fighter.
Of course.
But what do you make around, you know, I don't want to say circus because that sounds disrespectful, but Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua seem to like this whole build-up to announcing a new trainer. What do you take from that?
Yeah, no, for me, like, mine's a little bit more like, I mean, listen, it's AJ, so he's always going to be big news no matter what, but I think, like, no, just get on with it. Like, get on with it, and let's see the work on the night, and, you know, everyone can start judging it then. But obviously it was a strange one, Garcia, but then it was also strange that, I mean, I don't know, AJ, he had Garcia, but Garcia was only a part of the team, wasn't he? I know he was chief cornerman, wasn't it? But then obviously there was also more than one voice in that corner.
Yeah, that's it, because he didn't even get in the ring in the Usyk fight. Then he was poking his head through the ropes.
That's what I mean. It did seem an odd setup. So for whatever reason, whether they didn't gel or they couldn't have been fully happy because obviously they stopped working together. Whatever the reasons, I'm not sure. But with Derek James like that, I'm not. Is it going to be a similar situation? Is he coming on board there, or is Derek James? Is he going to be sort of the chief second with his team around? I don't know. I don't know. But listen, just no doubt going from one unbelievably successful trainer in Robert Garcia to another one in Derek James, who's got a great stable there. I don't know. Well, obviously not been announced proper, but is AJ going to go out there?
I think so. I think the idea is if it is Derek James, he's going to relocate.
If so, I believe that'd probably do him good because, I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the most recognisable faces in sport on the planet. But, so he would get recognised there, but I believe there'd probably be a lot less distractions. By distractions, and I mean like media and commitments and stuff like that. So, that, yeah, I think it'd do him good to go away.
We look forward to a big 2023. And away from the boxing, we can't not mention the Manchester derby.
Yes.
Both big Man United fans. How do you see tomorrow's game going?
Mate, I'm nervous. I don't like Derby Day. I'm going to love it if we win. But it's just like, it's the build, the anticipation, and I'm sat like a few seats away from the away fans as well. So it's great, like, you know, a bit of back and forth and stuff and listening to it all. But I was saying it before, I fancy us tomorrow, but I hate feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? I do. Listen, if they play like they did the other night, without a doubt, but it's then you also know if they turn it on, they're capable of walloping any team, aren't they? So it's no, I think we get 3 points tomorrow. But I'd rather just the whistle blow now the 90 minutes and we've got 3 points. I'll be happy.
That's it. I'd snap your hand off that. But thanks for having SimBoxx down
today. Thanks for having us. Thanks for getting down.
Yeah, good man. We'll catch up soon. We wish you the best for the new year.
All the best, man. Sound.